first fight on the card right here that we're going to break into, we have a matchup between Mike Perry versus Daniel Rodriguez, which is a welterweight matchup, which sees Mike Perry coming in at 14-7 and is the plus 145 underdog going up against Daniel Rodriguez, who is 13-2 and is the minus 170 favorite. Who do you have in this one?
Yeah, this is a great way to start the fight, man. The one thing I know about Mike Perry fights are that they're always explosive. You go back to the fight with Vicente Luque, where it was a split decision, but Mike Perry looked fantastic. The fight against Mickey Gall was great. Most of these fights are usually fight in the night contenders. However, 2020 has been pretty rough for Mike Perry, both inside and outside the octagon. He's been getting himself in some trouble. And when it comes to his fights, you never know who's going to come in, which Mike Perry you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to have Mike Perry with his girlfriend, now wife, I believe, in his corner. Mike Perry with a full camp, full batch of coaches in his corner. You never know what you're going to get. So I see Perry coming into this fight and trying to keep it dirty, keep it standing, trying to brawl his way to a win. Whereas Rodriguez, I see him being more technical. Now, he isn't afraid to keep it standing and brawl towards a win with Rodriguez, but he's also good on the ground. He's got 4 submission victories. Rodriguez also switched up camps this past year in 2020 and is now working over with Cowboy Cerrone at the BMF ranch. So I expect a full different arsenal from Rodriguez. And all in all, with this fight, I'm going to go with Rodriguez, and I think he's going to get his 5th submission victory.
Yeah, with me with this one, it all hinges on how serious Mike Perry comes into this and takes this fight. When he's serious with fighting, and then he doesn't let the distractions get to him, he's really good. He comes in, he's a power guy. Like he comes in with the striking game, and then here and there he'll shoot for takedowns. But his main thing is staying up and training shots. And then he has that because he has that boxing background. Like when he hits you, like it'll knock guys out. That's his forte. But with him lately, it's been let me go in with no coaches and then bring my wife in as my head coach to brush off the blood and then to give me my liquids, and then I just bring somebody else in for the week just so I have 2 people. And then it didn't work out so great. He had that one win against Mickey Gall, which he looked good, but then the other 2, he came in, he didn't look as well. He looked uninterested. Like at times he would look good, but then in the other half of those fights, he just looked horrible, out of shape. He looked like he didn't train. So if he does have like a full camp, I feel like we're going to see the best of Mike Perry. But then on the other side, you got Daniel Rodriguez, who, like you said, he can do a little bit of everything. Like he can stand up with you, he can trade, but then he's really good with the grappling side, where he'll pull a submission out of nowhere. Where I see this going is I'm going with Daniel Rodriguez too, but I feel like as long as he stays a distance and he plays a smart fight where he hits Perry from a distance, he keeps it at arm's length reach, and then hits him when he needs to, I feel like he can pick Perry apart, who's going to basically go for the takedowns and then the power shot. And then as long as his takedown defense is good, Rodriguez should be fine, but he shouldn't get too complacent and then try and get in close, because if he gets in close, Perry might be able to get a good shot on him and knock him out. Both guys have the tendency to being able to be knocked out, but I feel like Rodriguez is in the better situation right now, and that's who I'm going with right now in this matchup. I'm going with Mike Perry, and I think I'm going to go with him by a 2nd round knockout. Okay. I feel like Perry could get knocked down in this one.
Yeah, it all goes back to what you said to open. If he's on, Mike Perry is dynamite. Again, you go back to he was super impressive against Mickey Gall, who UFC was kind of toting as the next big thing. He was great against Luque, although he lost that. He was huge. But these two are like the tale of the last 5 fights are completely opposite. Mike Perry's 2-3, Daniel Rodriguez is 4-1. But in those last 5 for both of them, they have a common opponent in Tim Means. where Rodriguez choked him out with a guillotine, and
Yeah.
Mike Perry lost unanimously. So that's a huge fight to kind of focus on, that they have the same opponent in common. So I'm glad that we're both going with Rodriguez. But if Perry's on, man, he's unstoppable.
Yeah.